Well, it's really lovely to be back with you for the Alumni Network. I was at Deloitte between 2004 and 2009, part of People and Change, which was under human capital in consulting. I was then elected as the Member of Parliament for Norwich North, which I've been doing now for 14 years. I've also in that time held various ministerial roles, including in the Cabinet on science, innovation and technology, and on work and pensions. And I shall be leaving Parliament next year, so another chapter will then come. The variety. You can absolutely have a working day that goes from the nuclear deterrent at one end to dog mess on the pavement at the other for your constituents. I don't think there's any other job like that actually in the world. I've also been really taken by how much you can indeed make a difference, and that's what you would go into public service for, but between your MP work and your ministerial work, you can make some real change for people. Being an elected local MP is absolutely about networks. I've been incredibly grateful to be elected 5 times, which means that literally thousands of people have placed their trust in me. And that only comes about actually if you're networked in a community, listening to what people need and able to work for them and do that job of representation. I really valued my time at Deloitte and I regard it as a great foundation that I was really privileged to be able to have. Some of that comes from having gained some just very core professional tools, stakeholder mapping, project management, simple things that you reuse and reuse and reuse. A real love for what people need in their organisation, in their workplace, a real deep interest in inclusion. And then for me, that goes all the way, of course, through to the economy and the global economy and the labour market trends that we're seeing at present. Those are things that have been profound and quite passionate for me all the way through my working career from Deloitte right up to the present day. Some things I'm hugely proud of are constituency focused, for example, helping get thousands of people into work in Norwich. That's an example of why place-based work really matters, and the reach beyond London that you also see epitomised in Deloitte is something to be really proud of, to be really passionate about. But nationally speaking as well, I hope I might be able to tell my grandchildren one day about the work we've done on AI. And I also hope that there's some personal significance in some of the work I've done with the deaf community, for example, legislating for the British Sign Language Act, which I really was very proud to do. I was proud to be able to serve as Secretary of State for this new department. It's been set up brand new, and that means it's had its own challenges, of course, of becoming an effective organisation. But it's occupied with the most significant things. It's monumental subject matter. It is setting out to have bold discoveries, to grow the economy through science, and to change people's lives. And some examples of what that department is setting out to do. You could see it in the AI Summit on Global Safety that will be happening later this year. And you can see it in Britain having rejoined the Horizon programme on a deal that's right for taxpayers and British scientists and British businesses. Those are things I'm really excited about. I think there are some really common challenges that big organisations face, and I've seen this both in the private sector while at Deloitte, but also in the public sector while I've been running departments of state. They often stem, of course, from being able to set your priorities and deliver against priorities. To do that, it seems to me you need to have great teams and great people, and one of the things I've been really struck by in all the spheres I've worked in, for example, the UK Civil Service, but also my wonderful team in the constituency, and indeed the many teams at Deloitte, is that great people really matter. I've always thought that being an MP is a unique combination of 3 things. You have an opportunity to be a national lawmaker, you have a duty to be a local champion, and you can also be a democracy ambassador. And I think bringing those 3 things together is something that you probably only get as a British MP, and it's something that I know people will find incredibly motivating. If they're considering a career in politics and they can do all 3 of those things, go for it.